And he like always taught me like because I was like one of the best in the state and I would want to like run to the paper target and get it and like show it off
To
because I'd
see.
done so good. And he used to grab me by the back of the shirt and be like, if you're good, you'll be good when you get there.
Oh yeah.
Like it, and
So
so it's
cool.
a constant reminder of like, if you're good, you don't have to rush. Like
Right.
if you're good, you can be good at any time, basically. And so I got that over COVID, and then I got
Didn't that hurt? I
this
mean, I have them
one.
everywhere, but this was one of the most painful
No,
part. It hurt.
none of them have really hurt.
No. What else do you have?
Like I fell asleep during this one.
I fell asleep during this one.
It's a two-headed black swan that's covered in eyeballs.
Yeah.
Like basically like the swan is dying doing what she loves, basically. Yeah, there's lots, but this is the newest one. This is for the my album that comes out in God, a week.
Yeah, September
It's
20th.
called Made from Here.
Yes.
I can't believe it's a week. This is a dogwood flower, which is the Missouri state tree. And then these
Mm.
are the roots. So it wraps all the way around and then yeah.
That is cool. That is so
Yeah.
cool.
Just little tiny ones.
I want
Yeah.
to get some fine line stuff
Those are
too.
gorgeous.
Yeah, they're a little bit
Yeah.
bolder. So, okay. So for the listening audience, I am here having an interview with Kassi Ashton. So I did a little bit of a deep dive on you a day before, and I wasn't like so excited to interview, like not just because of the music, but just your personality and everything. You ride a motorcycle, you're super cool, and the way you're so
Thank
excited
you.
about your album that is coming out September 20th. So a week before you're going to perform at the EP Way Out West Fest. It's called Made from the Dirt. Can you tell the listening audience a little bit more about this album?
Oh man, it's my debut album. I just wanted to like give as much of myself because you only get one introduction, right?
Yeah.
So if you're someone who likes real storytelling, if you like country with a bit of soul, if you're, a gritty guitar fan, this is for you, right? I think the common thread that weaves through the album is empowerment. Empowerment to be exactly who you are, to get through a relationship, to own it, to just walk with your head held high and realize that, we're all humans and we're just trying our best. And if you don't realize by the end of the album that you're the baddest bee to ever live, then I have not done my job.
I love it. And all 10 tracks are made and produced by you, which in my short experience in country music is not very common. And one of the singles,
Yeah.
your first single off of it is called Crazy. I've listened to it about
Hmm.
7 times already. I even have, if we have time later on, I'll show you. I recorded my husband. I'm asking him like, am I crazy? Like it's a fun little bit, but he's like, he wanted to sleep on the bed. So he was like, no, you're fine. But I want you to tell the listening audience a little bit about that song and maybe you can sing the chorus because I've heard you in a YouTube sing, live and oh my God, I just love your voice.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, so it's not like some poetic hook or like some Nashville flip. It's just the cold hard truth. Any man who has ever called me crazy has called me again. And it's kind of like as women, owning the word crazy. We get called crazy even when we're not,
Mhm.
even when we're just reacting to how we're being treated. So it's kind of like owning that word and being like, hey, if you are calling me that, but you keep calling me, who's really crazy in this situation? I
Exactly.
feel like every time I sing that song, I see women in the crowd who have probably never heard the song before just scream when they hear the hook for the first time because they can relate and they feel seen, and it doesn't actually mean you're crazy. It just means that you've been called crazy, and we know what that's like.
Oh, my
The
husband
hook
is,
is never been called crazy by a man who didn't come back for more.
oh, I
Super,
love it.
super, just true.
And I've owned that word for a long time. My husband would get in arguments. He's like, I'm crazy. You're crazy. I'm like, pero aquí andas. And that means, but here you are. You know what I mean? Like you can walk out the door at
Yeah,
any time, but you're here with this loca that you're like, who's
exactly.
crazier, the crazy person or the person that's staying with
Exactly.
the crazy person?
Exactly. That was like a whole thing, this whole bit we did where we asked people to submit anonymous stories of like the craziest thing they ever did but still got called again, or the craziest thing that like happened to them but they still went back. And some of the submissions were wild. I was like, thank you. You are just reiterating my point.
So since you are going to be here in El Paso for EP Way Out West, are you going to perform that song?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Woo! Okay, so here in El Paso, there's the word loca. I don't know. Have you ever been to El Paso
Yep.
before?
No, but I do know what that means.
Okay, so El Paso, we're right next to Ciudad Juarez, right next to Juarez, Mexico. So, we're the majority of us are Hispanic. And here you have the word loca. You've heard that term. But here we call
Yeah.
the kind of woman that you're referring to that's like crazy, but in a good, sexy way, I guess. It's called toxica. And so it depends on how,
Okay.
just like the B word, if you come up to someone, you're like, hey, B, or if you're like, hey, you'd be, it's so it depends on how you use it.
Yeah,
But
right.
here, if you want to relate to the audience, the good word would be toxica. It's like she's super hot, she's doing this, but she's a little. I think men might consider that kind of woman like intimidating, but they're always coming back for the toxicas. Toxic,
Right.
really. So
I love that. I love toxic. Yeah. I love that. I love that.
So yeah, people ask me like, well, okay, what's it like living in El Paso? I'm like, well, have you ever been cremated? So, but you're going to be coming at a good time where it's not going to be so hot. But you're going to be
Good.
performing leading up to Billy Currington. He's going to be the headliner. Have you ever performed with him or done anything with him?
No, I've never met him before, but I've heard that he's like one of the most chill human beings. So I can't wait. I'm sure he's lovely.
A lot of country artists are, including yourself. And when I was reading a lot of the music, a lot of the descriptions were describing the music as country with a little bit of rock and roll. And that's my first love, if you can't tell, it's rock and roll. So I kind of gravitate
Yeah,
more
yeah.
towards that. And I saw some of your music videos.
Hmm.
They're so I mean, I'm not just telling you this because I'm right in front of you, right? I really enjoyed them. I love
Yeah,
the
I
artistry.
believe.
I love the voice.
Thank
I
you.
love the weirdness of some of them. Maybe this is too deep of a dive, but you did a Christina Aguilera, I'm a genie in a bottle. And I was like, oh my God, like she's so young, but she knows that
Yes.
song. I want to know, I'm dying.
Thank you.
I'm dying to know right now what's in your current playlist. Like, what are you listening to in your headphones right now when you're driving or walking?
Oh, I haven't stopped listening to the new Sturgill Simpson album, like on repeat, the Passage of Desire album. I think he's brilliant. It's rock, it's country, it's in its own lane completely. And then, of course, I can't stop listening to the Sabrina Carpenter album because it's so good. It's pop, but the songwriting is just insanely good. So catchy. The melodies are amazing. And so it's been those two things, very different, but
Yeah.
back and forth all the time.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm so excited for the listening audience. You have to catch her at this year's EP Way Out West Fest. It's happening September 28th, and she is going to be performing her single called Crazy. Trust me, it's like a perfect time to take someone you're dating or someone that maybe has been calling you crazy, and you're like, look, you know what? I'm going to own it from now on. Like that, like I said, I've been listening to that
Yes.
song on repeat since I started. And your new album is coming out a week before Way Out West Fest, Made from the Dirt. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit. I just want to steal a little bit more of your time. I had heard that you ride a motorcycle. What kind of motorcycle do you ride? Just
I
because I
do.
ride a Harley myself.
Yeah, I have a Harley. I have a 2020 Harley Davidson Deluxe.
Oh my God, that is so cool.
I customized it. I customized it so it has like 16-inch handlebars and
Oh
everything is
shoot.
chrome and it's a big boy.
I was
What
gonna
do you
say,
ride?
I ride a small bike because the only reason I started riding was because I'm part of a nonprofit called Guardians of the Children. We're like bikers against child abuse. So
Oh, I love that.
I'm like just something that I can ride, not die on. So I ride a street, a 750 street, but it looks like a little bagger because I put the
Yeah.
bags, I put, I think mine are 12-inch, so it's not a
Yeah.
big boy, but still
Yeah.
looks cool.
Yeah. Hell yeah, that's amazing.
So I do hope I get to see you perform at the EP Way Out West Fest. I'm going to be emceeing the margarita contest because we're going to be having multiple stages. There's going to be a chili contest, DJs, there's going to be
Okay.
mariachis. So I'm super excited to see you. And is there anything else, Kassi, that you would like to tell the
Yeah.
listening audience?
No, I think you did great. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you and see everybody at the festival.
Well, welcome to El Paso when you get here. And thank you again for being here with us.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.